So morning everyone, it is Sunday and this is the next day of my long flea market weekend. If it is a new video for you, so if I put it in two parts, then hi, welcome, I'm Lau. I am a vintage toy collector, also a little bit of modern toys, and yeah, I'm from Berlin, so flea markets have just been opening up again, like because the pandemic situation is better right now. So I am toy hunting today as I was yesterday. So follow me along my trip on flea markets in Berlin. So it says 1989, so it's vintage, but I would only pick up a Furby if it would have a cool color, not in brown. So far I haven't found anything, although here are lots of toys, but many also have not unpacked all their stuff, which is like, why should you be early when you can't see what they have? But let's see. So the first flea market was pretty lame. I've had very good finds there last year, but only like, I think the first time I was there, maybe the second. After that, always nothing, and today again, nothing. It's really messy. Most stuff they have are shoes and like electronic stuff. Like, did you see that huge pile of like old dolls? It was you even go through that stuff because you can't even see what's underneath. It's like, no, and I didn't find anything. The only stand that looked promising, because I saw like there was an LOL OMG looking out, which I think are pretty cute, but she didn't have any hands and I couldn't film because she didn't even have, like, she did not pack out. It was still in her like bins and she was like, no, I can't unpack everything. It's like, why don't you want to sell? So that was like, but I asked her if she had ponies and she said no, they are just dolls, so probably there weren't any ponies anyway. So now I'm like on the way to a place where I have no idea if there is a flea market. It could be very well like outdated info that I found on the internet, but it could be. I can walk to this one, so let's see. So no, that info was outdated. I was kind of expecting that, but you never know until you go there, because like last year we also found like so many different information on the internet about, for example, if you remember, in Düsseldorf it said no, it's not happening, and then the flea market was happening, so you can never guess. At least here there are no reliable sources on which flea markets are still happening and which are not. So that parking space, like maybe last year was still a flea market, I don't know. So this one's at least happening. Let's go. Here I found a pile of wrestling figures, and some of them, like this for example, this one not. Some of them are vintage. This one definitely. I was kind of thinking about it. I'm not sure. I think from definitely the mid total late 80s, but the taller ones are newer, and I actually don't like wrestling. Picked up this little Zelf for €1. Why not? I'm sorry guys. I think I literally bought nothing at the flea market except the wrestling action figures, and then I bought this one Zelf, which I was like, do I even buy it? But she just wanted €1, so okay. But there was nothing to film. Like 1 or 2 Barbies here and there, and but do you really need to see that? So also many of those stands were really like, I mean, it's good, they are very organized, but everything that would have been maybe interesting to film, I mean not to buy anyways, was directly at the tables, like in front of their faces, and then I'm just like, I can't film that. And they won't allow me to film that. So there was one really big Monster High, like these, I don't know what they are, the huge ones. One like na surprise, like nothing vintage. The only vintage thing were the wrestling figures. So let's go to the next one. I mean, now you might think, don't you have these two already? I don't think so. I do not have Luna in this mold, and the Twilight I have has rainbow hair, so they are different. Different enough for me to take them. Just a super small stand here. Well, this is actually more of an antique market, so most of like really old stuff. So you can be lucky still. So I've been at this stand like 2 or 3 times already, and they like they only have toys, which is great. Sadly, nothing like no ponies or nothing, but they have a lot of monchishis. And a couple of my followers in the comments always tell me that they are also into monchishis. So I have no idea. I think this one is super cute because it's so tiny, but their face, it looks different to what I remember from my childhood. And it says Sekiguchi. I think this is one that I had as a child. It looks exactly like one I had. Ja. Nee, das ist nicht Regina Regenbogen. Das ist vielleicht so ähnlich, aber das sieht so ähnlich aus. Ja. Probably like, could be like a Rainbow Bride, like knockoff or something. Where should I put it? I put it here. This is one from the former GDR. They of course also did like knockoffs of Monchishi. I think this one is the cutest, like the one with the light brown fur. I would buy one eventually if I find one with like colorful fur. Like Star Wars wise, last time I bought everything that I wanted. Commander Fly, I think. We've got Captain Rex without helmet. Last time I didn't know what this is, but I think it's also Captain Power, if I remember correctly. And this guy as well. Oh, Captain Planet. Captain Planet. Yeah, this is both Captain Planet. I think Kenner. I think it's the villain. Like a Power Ranger. Not really. I mean, a couple of things from the former GDR if you are into that. I personally don't like them. These super old Sandmännchen and Mackie. And this is from Pete's Dragon. I don't think that I will find anything today. Little dinosaurs. But like she told me that she has some like Barbie and like Monster High and stuff like that at home, so maybe she brings it next time. Maybe I find like something else underneath like those things, because you know there could be some like very lovely dogs or something, you don't know. Okay, she found some accessories. Let's just have a quick look. I already see a brush from the Tycho Ariel Mermaid dolls. Oops, if I am correct. Yeah, it says Tycho, so I would consider getting this. What else? So this is all Barbie, different Barbie brushes. Oh, this is even the tail, I guess, to the... Could be the tail to the Tycho Ariel. This is a small one. Old Passion Polly, and yeah, if you ever find one of these, they are not Littlest Pet Shop, so they are not LPS. Look, they are different. This belongs to Fashion Polly, so this is 2000 and 2010s early Polly Pocket. So the ones that I think the ones that have these sizes here. So I think people confuse them for LPS, but they are Polly Pocket. So this one is supposed to be a so-called children's flea market, so only children's clothes and toys are allowed. Never been here before, and it's one that's only twice a year or so. Let's see if there's anything for me. Yeah, it's huge. And you would think that at least one person at this market has something that I collect, but it's like not a single My Little Pony. No, not even an LPS. I've been here now for, I don't know, an hour or something. I've seen one Poopsie Slime Surprise Unicorn, like the big one that I bought actually yesterday, just a slightly different color. I might just start again from the beginning and see, but so disappointing. I mean, not even like new My Little Pony, only dolls. I found Equestria Girls dolls, but
Aber kannst du dann mal hier
one pony. this one already.
Was sollen die kosten hier?
Hallo, hier.
Was?
Hier. Hier. Da das so viel Geld hat, leider nicht. Da muss ich gucken, ob du noch was anderes findest. Ja, du darfst. Darf ich das hier? Ja, hier. Ja! Wir finden bestimmt noch was anderes, okay?
Oh nein, ey, das fängt schon wieder an.
Das würde ich auch. Also wir nehmen dann die 3 Eier. Den Karton habe ich tatsächlich.
Just out of pure nostalgia.
Was sollen die beiden kosten? Ja, beide für 3. Also wir hatten Black am Ohr und das kaputt. Die müssen dann 4. Ja, der nehme ich.
Okay, alles gut.
So that's it, I'm going home. I actually ended up picking up quite a lot of things here. All like very small things, which I was like, should I get it? Actually, I don't need it. How much is it? And then we're all really cheap, so you will see those in the haul. Like, and some of them I have filmed, like the McDonald's for Furby, or those old rubber squeaky toys. Those are actually all things which I'm not super into collecting or anything, but you know, that's the danger of going to flea markets. You end up picking up stuff that you actually don't really need, but yeah. It's also good to have an open mind. If I'm just going for ponies, then I wouldn't find anything. Like literally I found, like, I couldn't film it, it was like right in front of the seller, one of those big baby My Little Ponies from Generation 3. It's like, no. And I found one blind bag pony. So I will see when I'm like back home, like if my local flea market is still up, then I will go there, and that's actually it. So either you see another clip or that's the end, and then of course the haul. So the first flea market I didn't pick up anything, and this will also be one of the flea markets that I won't visit now in a while, because last year was pretty cool because there were 2 flea markets right opposite of each other. One of them is now closed and just this one remains, and all the others in the area are also already closed. It has something to do with like lots of, like, all the people that are living there were really like, they hated those flea markets, those bunch of flea markets, because of all those, like, so much like waste would lay around, and people, lots of criminals would gather there. I don't know what it is about that area, but just one of those flea markets remains. Didn't find anything. As you saw, the next one wasn't even there. So and then I came to a flea market which is a little bit further away, but it's just some like train stations away, so it was okay to check this one out. I picked something up there, but also there wasn't a lot, so also this one is now, I will just not go there very often probably. But still want to show you what I picked up, because I picked up this Zelf. Zelfs are a modern toy line. They're not on the shelves anymore, but they are from, I think this one's from 2013 or 14, I think 14. This is a Wave 3 Zelf. It's called, oh my goodness, Miss Tutu, which totally makes sense because, you know, ballerina themed. This one's completely glittery and it's one of the big Zelfs, so they are ones that are a little bit smaller. This is a big one. I like them. They are like a mixture of, you know, trolls with this hairstyle and from the body, but also a little bit more cutesy, so a little bit more like elves, Zelfs. And yeah, they were produced by Moose Toys and started I think in 2013, and I don't know, lasted for like a couple of years. I like them. It's now the second one. The first big one that I found, picked it up for €1, so why not? Then something that you actually didn't see because I didn't film it. It was just very quick. I asked the seller how much, €2. I would get it for €1. Okay, that was it. So there was no time to film anything. She also had like some toys, but nothing of interest for me. But I picked up these Disney ears. And I think they are original because they say Disney Parks. I was just a little bit, are they? Because they are so floppy, but they're probably just an older model. But they are the like classic Minnie Mouse ears, you know, red bow, polka dots, black. And they look pretty cute. So whenever I want to go to a Disney park or not or whatever, and make it like a classic Minnie Mouse outfit, this is it. So €1. Why not pick them up? I like them. It's not a toy, but I'm a Disney fan, so I love actually more making my own Disney Mickey ears. But I have a couple of park ones that I like. So I have the like very classic ones. Yeah, the next flea market I visited was actually I still had time before this for the one that I had planned last, which would just start at 12 o'clock. So I had time to go to one which was actually pretty opposite direction in the city. But I know that always there's one like toy vendor, and I wanted to check them out. They are an elderly couple. They are really very nice, and since I've been there, they never had new stock. They always had the same, but this time at least they showed me that they also had some like smaller things, like, you know, what was it, fashion poly and so on. And there were a couple of brushes and a couple of LPS, so I picked those up. They have more like some of these more GGR toys. They have monchichis, they have like strange dolls, and they have lots of action figures. So for example, they have the vintage Ghostbusters and all that stuff, wrestling, etc. So, and nobody seems to buy it. Their prices are not terrible and you can work with them, so, but I don't want to buy them. I picked up just these little modern LPS. They were so dirty. I don't know if you saw that in the video, but they're looking pretty good. This one's a little penguin and this one is a little seal. So they are both from the like generation 2, so the first newer ones of the 2000s, or I don't know when exactly they were released. So nothing special, but I wanted them. I picked up this brush, which is a Tyco Ariel brush. So when Disney gave the rights to different doll making companies, Ariel, like the Little Mermaid, the license went to Tyco in the early 90s. So I'm not sure, I think it's from 1990, 1991, around that time. So Little Mermaid is from 89. Those like Barbie sized Ariel dolls came with these brushes. I had one as a child. Don't have that one, but at least I have some. I think it's my second brush. I have another one in blue. Yes, and I found ponies there. Not from this vendor, actually another one that was just a super small stand, like the I don't know, but he had 2 Generation 4 ponies that I don't have yet. So this one is Princess Luna, and this one obviously is Princess Twilight Sparkle. She's already got her wings. Both are from, oh no, one is from 2012. This one, the Luna, she was released in the Crystal Empire line together with Rarity, I guess. And you can always tell by the eyes when they have like, when they are more like gem shaped. Can you see they're not really round? I mean, not the eyes, the white parts in there. Those are from the Crystal Empire line, and they always came with tinsel in the hair. I don't have a Princess Luna in this color and in this shape. Actually, from the series she would be blue, but yeah, they made her purple, which is actually the color that Twilight should come in, because Twilight, the toys are always more like pinkish, although they should be, she should be purple. She's on the next year from the Princess, whatever, what was it called? Crystal Princess Celebration or something like that. Princess, because this is the time when Twilight Sparkle got Princess and she got her wings, so she became an alicorn. So I think this was one of the first Twilights released with wings. But you can also tell it's still themed around the Crystal Empire, because she also got these gem-shaped white parts in the eyes, and she's got tinsel, and she was released together with Rainbow Dash. So lovely to have these. Yeah, and as you saw, the last flea market was the one that I was most anticipating, because it was stated as a kids flea market. Only like children's clothes and toys were allowed, and that was also what it was. So this was this big meadow, only with vendors that's like private people that were selling children's clothes and their toys. I was obviously expecting to not to find like vintage toys, but you know, some G4 ponies maybe, I don't know, modern Polly Pockets, Poopsie Slime Surprise, all that stuff. I was not super lucky, to be honest, although when I look at my haul from this flea market, it's also not nothing. The only pony, I don't know, I don't go now chronological, but the only pony I found there actually, well, that's not true, I also found a blind bag pony, but where is she actually? Anyways, this is at least the only brushable pony that I found there. I think I saw 2 fakies at that flea market, but it wasn't even worth filming. This is, so, I'm so sorry, Pinkie Pie. You look more like a pig, to be honest. She is from 2018, so she's from the movie line, and she's one of those ponies that have like crazy gimmicks. The first, like the top part here, whatever, is like one of the normal, what Pinkie Pie would look as a, in the reboot pose, because this is like way later than the other ponies were released. But the back part is where the gimmick is located, and she looks, doesn't that look like a pig, not like a pony? So I have named her a Piggy Pie instead of Pinkie Pie, and her hair is cut. And I'm sorry, I cannot rehair this. How? Because I'm not getting into that pony, and it's total plastic. Maybe I would be able to remove the head and rehair that, but I can also leave her like this. I just got her because I think the gimmick is pretty funny. She's wearing this tutu, and inside this tutu are like glitter hearts or like confetti. And when you press this button where her cutie mark is, then it turns. I think she's also called Pie Sparkling and Spinning Skirt. That's her name. She also still has her necklace, so €1. I think she's funny, that's why I picked her up. Ah yeah. She's saw me digging in those masses of Philly ponies, which are not from My Little Pony, they're fillies. One blind bag ponies was inside that bin, and I just picked her up. I think, was she 50 cents or was she 20 cents? I think 50 cents. So that's okay. I don't have that one. Glittery, see-through, nice. Then from two children, which I absolutely, of course, I did not film, and I did not film at the flea market in general like a lot. So, but they had a couple of LPS, and I bought them. Also, the children were like, oh, like €1 per piece, and if you take all 4, then it's just €2. These were their prices. I would have paid a little bit more if it's like, they were really cute. They were selling their toys, so I hope they don't regret it afterwards. I picked up those. This little bunny, which has like glitter around the eye. I already have this shape, but not this one with pink and glitter. Also one with the bobbling head, so an older one. This is probably a newer one because the head is located more on a ball joint. It's a little turtle. Not the cutest shape or the cutest mold, I have to say, but it's okay. I've never seen that one before. Then this little hamster. Is it a hamster or is it a guinea pig? I think it's a hamster. Let's call it the hamster. Really cute bobblehead. Looks like it's got bangs. Really like that one. Of course, picked it up. And that's one's my favorite. I love the LPS that are like fairies. And this one is another one. I have a couple of them. So these are not resembling any animals, but like fantasy creatures. Lovely color combination. Really cute, but also more on a, like, the head is pretty tight, so it's not a bobblehead, so it's a little bit newer. I don't know why I bought this. It's a McDonald's toy, a Furby McDonald's toy. Not even the older ones, which are like heavy, feel more like a real Furby. This one is just plush, squishy, and it's from 2013. I just like the look of it. That day, you saw that in the beginning, I found a Furby, but it was a brown one, and just like, I would maybe pick up a Furby if it would be a cool color, like a real Furby from end of the 90s. I myself never had a Furby. I was never interested in Furbies back then, so I do not have like any like nostalgic feeling for them. But I like the look of this one, and maybe I just stick it onto a bag or something. Yeah, 50 cents. Just liked it. Just for nostalgic reasons, I also picked up this. I do not even have an idea what this is called, but I had one as a child. And it's colorful, it's rainbowy. They're probably still produced today, but I had one, so picked it up. 50 cents. Another Star Wars figurine. Not vintage. This is Zap, or Garazap Aurelius, his full name, from Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars Rebels is it's an animated series, like the Clone Wars. Was the second animated series that was released. It's really good. If you wanna watch it, go watch it. It's not just for children, really. Star Wars animated series are really good, especially if you are into Star Wars anyways. So much lore. Yeah, and Zap is from Star Wars Rebels. I'm slowly getting the Ghost crew together. What can I say? He's a really cool looking guy. Those Star Wars Rebels 3 3/4 inch figurines are not that good. They do not have much like articulation, just 5 points of articulation, nothing more than that. But the sculpt in general looks very good, I think. Was happy to see him. And actually the main pickup at this flea market, I think, to me, were these three. Rubber squeaky toys. Now I usually am not collecting these. You know, when I see them, some of them look pretty creepy. They are definitely old and vintage. Most of them are like, when you see them, I don't know, whatever, they're from the 50s or 60s. These are pretty colorful, and I mean, this one is pretty neon. Those are more pastel. They're cool colors, and they're pretty funny looking and cute looking. So I decided to pick those up. I'm not into like older toys than the 80s. Actually, I would never get like into Russian toys, for example, although I know they're super popular right now. Many people are collecting like Russian, you know, those rubber-faced toys from the 50s. Also these, they would probably go into that category pretty well for a collector of those. But I think they also are pretty okay for my collection, especially color-wise. This one says made in West Germany. This one says made in Italy, and it says Litra plastic, made in Italy. And this one just says made in China. So it could also be that this one's a little bit newer. But I had a little bit of a chat with the seller, because I asked her, do you know where they're from? How did they end up with you? Because they're pretty old, right? She said, yeah, they are pretty old. She said her mother once brought those back from a, I don't know if it was a vacation or something. She said it was a whole assortment. So although it states that this one's made in West Germany and this one's made in Italy, it still could be that the mother like just brought a lot of like squeaky rubber toys. Maybe she bought her at the same store, whatever. And then, like when the mother was a child, and then she gave it to her, like to the seller, and she played with them, and also her children played with them. So they have been played by 3 different generations, and now I have them. And I researched that this one often was, this shape is pretty, you can find this poodle shape in different colors, often produced by Combanks, a company that's typical for rubber toys. This company, this Litra Plastic, is still around nowadays, producing all sorts of different stuff. Started off with these baby rubber toys, and started off in 63, so this can't be older than 63, so let's say it's from the 60s. They all work, so if I would name them, I would say this is Trude, because she looks like our old dog Trude, which was a poodle schnauzer mix. And doesn't she look like a poodle schnauzer? This part looks like a schnauzer and the rest looks like a poodle. Such a great color, super neon. This one, being a squeaky toy penguin, I should actually call her like from Toy Story, you know, Wheezy, but looks different. So this is Pink Wheezy now for me. And this little mouse, Squeaky. I should call her Squeaky. I could recolor a little bit of the paint rub, but you know, that's all. As I'm not quite sure really when they were produced, but let's say they are from the 60s. Those are now probably officially my oldest toys in my toy collection. I just think the next toys that come are probably the vintage Star Wars ones, because they are from, like, you know, the end of the 70s, the early 80s, and then probably my strawberry shortcake ones, because they're also from more the beginning to the middle of the 80s. and obviously I also have some ponies that are from the early 80s, but I think nothing in my collection is older than these. So that's actually pretty cool, and I like their colors. I just like the look. Yeah. Nothing extraordinary. No G1 ponies, but a couple of G4 ponies. A couple of just cute things. Stuff that reminds me of childhood. And some like pretty old 60s toys. So I hope you had fun following me around those flea markets. Of course, over the summer I will go more often. Not every weekend. Not every weekend. I'm not the one who's going every weekend to the flea market. But I will always have my camera with me and film, and then you will see what I found. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're interested in my flea market adventures and in my other like vintage toy hauls. Comment if you like, and give it a thumbs up. So thank you. See you real soon. May the force be with you. Bye.